Seeing as Member Metzger, maybe she will join us a little later. So first item we have, so obviously we have a roll call. The first item we have is the approval of the September 15th, October 14th, and November 4th meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes? Member Barnett, second. Member Beard. Any questions, discussion, corrections? If not, ready to vote? Ms. Morlock, you may do the honors.
Member Erickson.
Yes.
Member Woolrab.
Yes.
Member Beard.
Yes.
Member Barnett.
Yes.
Member Klein.
Abstain.
Abstain.
I see that Member Metzger, you joined us now?
I have.
Okay. You want to ask her for her vote?
Member Metzger, did you want to vote on the minutes? What'd she say?
I think that was a yes.
I think it was a yes.
All right.
And then Chairman Solmer.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Ms. Rodriguez, do we have any appearances by member of the public?
No, we do not, Chairman Soldner.
All right, very good. First item that we have is under departmental matters is Ms. Michael. She has one item and it's from the amended agenda. Let me read it to you here. It's A1 or it's 4A1A. Request approval of extended leave for an employee. For extended leave request from an employee, and added that we can go in closed session if necessary. If you look on page 3, there was a notation or a letter sent from county clerk explaining it. I would entertain a motion to approve this. Member Metzger, a second. Member Barnett. Okay, I don't believe Ms. Michael is with us, is she? I don't hear her. So, yeah, Ms. Rodriguez, would you explain this a little bit?
Absolutely, Chairman Soldner, thank you, and hello, Finance Committee members. County Clerk Michael approached County Administration and let us know that she has an employee who has not received the medical clearance required to return to work, but has run out of FMLA. In other instances with other departments, we have entertained this possibility of extending the 12-week duration of FMLA without pay. We don't technically make it FMLA, of course, because we don't have that authority, but it would be extending this individual's leave so they can heal and perhaps get clearance to return to work. We do need your permission for that because in all technicality, we are not supposed to not pay employees. So in this case, it would be an extension of leave and it would be unpaid. Ms. Michael supports it, and after examination of the facts at hand, county administration supports it too.
Is there any questions? Member Woolrab?
I don't know whether this requires going into an executive session on my for the answer to this, but I know we've done this many times in the past, and I'm curious in general about my. I apologize for my cat making noise. Why do we run any risk if we should not approve one of these of perhaps illegal being maybe in a legal situation where we have picked and chosen for whatever reason to do this, and if we're not picking and choosing, why does this group have to approve it and not be just an administrative decision or just something that is automatic for a period of time of, say, not more than an additional 12 weeks or something, and to that extent?
If I may, Chairman Soldner, To Member Woolrab, I'll say first on the first portion of your inquiry, I don't really believe we've been picking and choosing, simply because we do entertain these requests on a case-by-case basis. And so we brought, at least during my tenure, we brought the request to you, and we have not denied any requests in advance of bringing them to this committee. And that leads to the second part of your question, why do these have to come to the Oversight Committee? Well, that's because in Chapter 108, that is the process. I am not allowed to pay, or I am not allowed as the county administrator, nor are department heads allowed to approve unpaid leave, but this committee can. So for these types of circumstances, we take into consideration the intent of the department head to perhaps keep this employee. We understand that other staff are going to be able to, and have been while this person was on FMLA, take on their workload. So it's a matter of being considerate, of retaining our employees, but because the policy does not allow me to make that decision on my own, I do need to bring it to the oversight. That answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much. I think it does, and I just wonder if in the future we'd want to potentially amend that document to say that it is an automatically approved, maybe, for example, if the employee's been employed with us for a year and up to a maximum of so many weeks or something to that extent, because I guess I fear that we would we might deny one at some point, and and the reasons for the denial might be
Yes, thank you. I guess I would take this moment to offer that county administration and our staff here are always willing to take a look at the personnel policies and procedures to update. This year and the pandemic didn't give us a lot of time as we thought we would have, Member Woolrab, and to the others, but I know many of you are smiling because you know it's actually one of my crusades of sorts that I really do want to freshen up the personnel policies. And this is one of those really good suggestions, and we will take that and put it on our list of what we'd like to do with that document. Thank you.
Any other questions? I have one, I guess. And do you see a possibility that, for instance, if this request came a day or two after this meeting, obviously we could do it at stand-up, but do you see an issue where possibly it could happen right after full board and before finance, where it would cause a problem with that person getting their leave?
I think what I would do in that situation, Chairman Soldner, is I would likely call you and each and every committee member individually and just request your tacit approval in advance of the next time we could get together, because it would be important to me to have the employee get an answer regarding this request and the department head. So I do think that you make a very good point. This is one of the reasons why it's a challenge at times to navigate personnel policies that are codified and that I cannot change. I would have to wait for your approval, but in that case, I would definitely find a way to, at least in advance of our meeting, find a way to get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions? Ready to vote then? Ms. Marlock, would you do the honors, please?
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes,
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Soldner.
Yes. That passes. We have the monthly reports that you can look at. Again, Ms. Michael isn't with us today, but if you have any questions, I'm sure we can get them onto her, or if it's something administration can answer. Does anyone have anything else?
I think she's here. She's on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I apologize for that. Oh, there you are. Okay, great. So is there anything you'd like to add, Ms. Michael?
No, but thank you very much for extending this for our staff member.
All
And
right.
thanks again for all your help in getting us through this election. We appreciate all the work the county board did to assist us as well. And thanks administration for putting up with us during this very stressful time that we got through. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Ms. Michael? Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Marcel Thompson, Director of Animal Control Program. She has no action items, but I do know that she is on, and we do have her monthly reports. Does anyone have any questions for Marcel? If not, Marcel, have you got anything to comment on?
No, just wanted to let everyone know that we're all doing really good out here and the animals are doing good, and we appreciate your support as well.
What's the count? I guess I might have missed that. What kind of count do you have out there right now?
Total dogs, we have 57, and total cats, I have it right in front of me here. Uh, 39 cats. We've had a lot of adoptions in the last few days, so we've been very thankful for that, and some smaller transfers, but more transfers to different agencies. So things are going pretty good. We're handling all of our animal appointments here by a case-by-case basis, and following all the mitigation requirements, and everything's going really well.
All right. Anyone have any questions for Marcel? Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe. Bye-bye. I'll still be here if you need me.
Okay. 4C is Michelle Anderson, our county auditor. We have no items for action or information, and I don't believe she is on. So we will move on to D, Becky McNeil, County Treasurer. We have 2 action items. First one is D1A, request approval of a resolution authorizing the county board chair to assign tax sale certificate of purchase for parcel number MB-00-0031, and I would entertain a motion. Member Walrab, second. Member Metzger. All right. Ms. Michael, would you like to lead the discussion on that? I'm sorry, Ms. McNeil.
Hi, this is Mrs. McNeil. This is just a standard item that the taxpayer did not pay the taxes, and the redemption period has expired. The trustee went through the legal process acquiring rights to the mobile home, and Choice Marketing has submitted a bid. And so in exchange for their bid, we will be assigning our certificate to them if this resolution is accepted.
Okay. Any questions? If not, we are ready to vote then. Julie?
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Soldner.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item is D1B, accept and place on file the county treasurer's monthly financial reports. We had those all emailed to us. I would entertain a motion to do that. Member Beard, I will give Member Woolrab the second on that then. Ms. McNeil, would you like to go ahead with that?
Yes. The first page is your summary of your retailer's occupation tax revenue, and I won't go into all of the details, but your overall revenue for the month of November came in at $710,398. You can see that was 4.2% above last year. Have very healthy revenue coming in there from the local use tax. That's of course relevant to the cannabis sales. And then the income tax is up at 8.5% over last year. These are all good numbers. Sales tax is just slightly below where it was in November of 19. But again, these are all very good numbers for us, especially right now. When we look at the comparisons, so we're 28,396 over our 2019 revenue. Year-to-date vouchers are 9,312,596. So we're 222,821 lower than 2019, but we've had a pandemic going on this year and a lot of challenges with that. But more importantly, when we look at budget, we're doing very good when we take a look at our budget through the end of November. Budget numbers would be at 9,266,960, and we're coming in at 9,312,596. So we are currently over budget by 45,636. The next summary is just again the motor fuel tax revenue. The shared sales tax revenue. And this is coming in from the City of Bloomington and Town of Normal, as you know, going into the shared sales tax fund. We have receipts January through November of 1,378,865 from Town of Normal, 1,856,517 from City of Bloomington, for a total of 3,235,382. That is under our 2019 revenue, but again, these are sales tax distributions. This is 10% of the municipal HMR sales tax that City of Bloomington, Town of Normal collect, and obviously those sales tax numbers are down during this pandemic. So we currently have in that shared sales tax fund equity of $11,192,747. The property tax revenue, the budget was $36,378,347. Distributions through November were at $35,445,692, 97.44%. We actually did release the final distribution today. And I say finally because it's been quite a year. And so we were able to release a total of $351 million this year from everything that's been collected. And so very happy to get that out the door. And it pretty much ran right on schedule. Just one little note about the final. We had the tax sale at the end of November, and our real estate numbers were actually down. And so I felt pretty good about that. It was probably one of the lowest sales as far as the number of real estate parcels going in. And of course, mobile home as well. Mobile home was down this year. So despite everything going on, there was nothing out of the ordinary as far as the delinquent real estate portfolio went. The next section on this report is the motor fuel tax. Again, you can see the renewal fund. We've been highlighting this year because of the renewal fund, the extra revenue there that's been coming in from the state of Illinois. As you can see, it's really been substantial and has complemented and supplemented the regular motor fuel tax that we get throughout the year from county motor and township motor. So any questions in regards to this report?
Member Walrab?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just curious again, if you could remind me, Ms. McNeil, about the income tax on there. It does seem odd that it would be up so substantially, and that's nice that it is, but is that due to the fact that the state lets those funds to us in sort of haphazardly, intermittently, or based on some figures in the past, or does that actually reflect something more, that people are recently paying more income tax?
I would say that it reflects, if you remember back in April, the governor, instead of having the normal income tax filing date, the governor extended that to July. And so during the month of April and May or in June, our income tax numbers were down. And then in July and August, or I mean, since here in the fall, they've been picking back up. And I think it's as a result of those late filers paying in. Okay.
Any other questions? I have one. Do you have any new information on the personal property replacement tax? If there's any idea how long they are going to withhold that? Has there been any talk, or I just wondered if you had anything new?
Well, no, PPRT is not being withheld. PPRT is routinely only distributed to the county about 8 times a year. And so this, during the month of November, is one of those months in which we do not normally receive PPRT. So that's why you see zeros there under PPRT.
Okay, well, I was under the
Talking
impression.
about.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, you may go on with the next report.
Okay. The next report is the investment report. We did have a few CDs that came off of the report, and also some that renewed during the month of October. Really didn't go into that very much last month, I don't think, but I mean, the renewal rates at that time during the month of October were 0.3 and 0.4. I mean, there's just really not much out there right now. And all of these rates right now are directly related to the pandemic. You can see that we did have a CD out there for 2.25, and we have some that are a little bit over 1, but those are all going to fall off as we get in. You can see a big part of those first 5 lines there are going to fall off in January, and those were rates at 1.7, 1.5, 1.5, 1.2 or so. I mean, those are going to mature, and chances are we will probably reinvest, even though it's going to be very, very low. But we still have to, we're still making more interest and allowing us to set some of these funds aside. The money markets, we're keeping obviously a great deal of cash in the money markets right now. There's just a lot of uncertainty. And now over the next 6 months, there's going to be a much lower amount of revenue coming in because of our property taxes. We're not going to collect property taxes and distribute again until May. So right now our cash balances are pretty high, but going forward over the next 7 months, they're gonna come down. So, but I don't have any concerns. Just wish that those rates were higher, obviously, so we could earn more interest. We did build a reduction in our interest in investment in the 2021 budget. And it was unfortunate that we had to do that, but fortunately we knew that was coming, and we were able to make adjustments for that.
All right. Any questions? You can go on to the next page then if you like.
Okay, the next report is the Blue Cross Blue Shield report for the month of November 2020. Up there on that right-hand side, you can see that our expenses were higher at $537,629.94 compared to $431,000 a year ago. If we look at the year-to-date numbers, though, our 2020 expenses overall are $5,430,585. That's $222,155 lower than 2019. So we do, even though our expenses are up here at the end of the year, there were quite a few months where the expenses have been down. So we'll continue to watch that. We've got another month here in the month of December to watch over that. The stop loss adjustment, that is your column number 8. Again, even though the overall stop loss insurance policy has essentially cost us in column 6 on that yellow line, down there, $768,632. We've paid for the stop loss protection, but we have recovered $361,417.20. So that has definitely helped us keep our costs down here in 2020.
Any questions on that? Okay, move on to the nursing home.
And then the nursing home, I'm just going to go into the year-to-date accumulated revenue. $6,235,393. Their accumulated expenses are $6,351,781 through the end of October. So they have a currently a year-to-date loss of $116,388, where their expenses exceeded their revenue. I do know that there are some expenses that have not been accrued yet by the county auditor for their quarterly med life. So we're going to have to watch that, because I believe there's 2 quarters, the 3rd quarter for the months of July through September, and the 4th quarter for the months of October through December. Those have not been accrued yet for the nursing home. So this is definitely going to be coming up. The receivable is currently at $3,216,089. That's down $148,000 from the beginning of the year. Their cash and investments are currently at $1,235,151. So it's actually up $178,153 since the beginning of the year. And their fund equity is at $3,722,163, down by $116,388, which is obviously the direct result of those expenses that are currently exceeding revenue. And that's all.
All right. Anybody have any questions, comments? All right. In that case, we are ready to vote. Julie, would you call the roll, please?
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Soldner.
Yes. Okay, does anyone have any other questions for Ms. McNeil, or do you have any comments?
Chairman, I would just like to invite Ms. Klein to contact me if she would like to have a more extensive explanation of these reports and the focus of them. I know some of you have been on the committee for many, many years, and I don't go into a lot of the detail, but Ms. Klein, please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. McNeil. Next item then is 4E under Ms. Rodriguez, the County Administrator. She has a couple items. First one is E1A, request approval of a Class C raffle license with the American Legion. I would entertain a motion for that. Motion by Member Barnett, second by Member Klein. And Ms. Rodriguez, would you like to explain that a little bit?
I would have to have Ms. Morlock explain it. So she's in the back of the room, but she's by a microphone. She's certainly the expert. Did you know, committee, that Ms. Morlock takes care of those, and so does Amy Baker in our office. And so I'm just delivering the message, and I look to the expert. Any comments, Ms. Morlock, about this particular application?
No, ma'am, there's no comments. They submitted the required documentation and the required fee. Amy has reviewed it and so have I. So if you have any questions, I can try to answer them for you.
Thank you, Ms. Morlock.
Does anyone have a question? All right, if not, we are ready to vote then. Julie, please.
Oops. Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Zollner.
Yes. That passes. Next item is E1B, request approval of a County of McLean ordinance approving a technical correction to the Bloomington Normal Enterprise Zone Boundary Amendment for the Ferrero expansion. I see that Mr. Hogan is here with us. Hopefully, maybe he can help us out a little bit, and I would entertain a motion. Member Klein, second. Member Beard. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, you can introduce Mr. Hogan if you like, or you can put in your.
Well,
your
thank
comments.
you. Yes, Chairman Zollner and Finance Committee members. I'm going to turn this over now to the EDC Executive Director, Patrick Hogan. The memo, of course, in your packet is from me, but I take no credit for its content because it was guided by Mr. Hogan, who contacted me to let me know that we needed to make some technical corrections. So, Mr. Hogan, I will turn it over to you, sir.
Great. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So we heard back from the states. Whenever we submitted the original amendments, there were actually two property descriptions. And the one that we had in your packet, we did not change in time. You guys were the first ones to approve it. So it's the right PIN number, it's the right shape file, everything else was correct, but the actual property description was off at the bottom. So everyone else's that were approved were correct. Ours was not. Went through the process. Everyone gave the thumbs up. The state approved it, came back and said, actually, we need to get this technical correction done. But other than that, the only thing that changes is the property description. And of course, Ferrero just announced they're doing a $75 million project, and we're getting the first North American chocolate factory. So thank you very much for that project. That's a heck of a way to end a pandemic.
So then if I understand correctly, we're the only one that has to approve this correction.
Well, actually, everybody does because everyone has to approve that it's being corrected.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought they had theirs. Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah, they
All right.
did, but everybody has to be on the same page. Both Bloomington and Normal have already approved their technical correction. And then next we've got Ford County and Gibson City.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, it sounds like it's more of a housekeeping thing. There's really not any controversy or anything as far as that goes then. All right, no questions. Are we ready to vote? Okay, Julie, you may call the roll, please.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Did you say my name?
I did, sir.
Yeah, cut out there on me. Yes.
Member Woolrab.
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Zollner.
Yes. Motion carries. Next, then we have a couple of items for information. The first one is E2A, update on McLean County Targeted Development Loan Program. And again, we'll let our administrator start, and she can hand it off to Mr. Hoban.
Absolutely. So it's definitely time to give you some exciting updates on the Targeted Loan Development Program, but more specifically on the forgivable loan side. I thought, I'm very in the loop in that, and I actually sit on the CDC board. I could give you that update, but I wanted to have Mr. Hogan share with you the ins and outs, how many applications we have pending and all the good things. So Mr. Hogan, I'm turning it right back over to you.
Sure. Yeah, while I'm here, might as well go over this one too. But
Exactly.
we've had a ton of interest in this, so which is fantastic. I think as soon as you guys said forgivable, the phone started ringing off the hook. So we've done a lot of explaining, working with different companies and their lenders on what exactly we need. We've had 27 different companies all across the county, which is great, from manufacturing all the way to retailers to restaurants are applying. And we actually have 6 packages under review now. And as Camille can attest, I had to put on my banker hat and go through my financial analysis manuals to make sure that everybody was credit worthy that we're presenting. But we've got some packages are, I don't know, I think the smallest one might be 30 to 40 pages. Another package is about 300. So what we're requiring is pretty large, but we got some pretty good summaries lined up and we're waiting for the CDC to approve them. We're going to do it electronically to speed it up so we don't have to meet again. But as soon as it's done, we'll cut checks and get those out. But we've got 6 packages right now up for approval.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Member Wolrab?
There's my elusive cursor. Thank you very much, Mr. Hoban. That's really great news. I was wondering if you might have some idea of about how much of the fund will be spoken for by the time, assuming that most of those are approved, it's over.
Let me sort these real quick and I can tell you. I think this first round, we're looking at about 70,000 going out.
That's
So
good.
plenty left over and hopefully getting more applications in. Even though we have a lot of partial applications, we're just waiting on other documents.
All right. Member Erickson?
You may have answered my question. We said we had 27 applications, but 6 were under review. So does that mean you're still waiting for additional documentation from the other 21 or?
Yes.
Basically?
Yes.
Okay. I had an additional question here. I know that the town of Normal had started a program too. And if they apply for both, they're not excluded from ours, are they? From our plan?
No, it's actually the way that Normal worded theirs. I actually spoke to Pam about this. The program that we have set up with the county, it has to be a new investment. With Normals, it could be something that they bought a couple months ago. So it's actually, it teams up really well.
All right, so there's not going to be any comment, because I'd hate to see someone apply for the Normal one, and I can't get the McLean County one or something.
Not at all.
That's not going to happen. So they'd be eligible for both.
Yes, ours is for a new expense, and a lot of them are actually looking at the technology.
That's right. I mean, I just wanted to say this too. I know that when I had got the press release, I had sent it to my accountant and some of my accountant friends, and had told them to circulate it. And so, you know, if you know accountants or if you know bankers or if you know anybody that can circulate this, you should send it to them and let them get the word out. Because I didn't even know about the town of Normal one until my accountant had sent it to me. So I know she's sending it out, and she wanted the press release that the McLean County had sent out, and I sent over to her the press release. So she's circulating it as well. So it's just another way that we can, as individual board members, make sure we get the word out. Thank you.
Member Beard, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I just want to say this is great news. Glad to see the interest, and really looking forward to hoping this helps. I know either last month or 2 months ago, we talked about that 10 employee cap, whether that was more of a soft cap rather than a hard cap. Mr. Hogan, are you seeing that these are generally going to those smaller employers? Is that the general nature of the folks who've applied so far?
Yes, I'd say the majority are the smaller ones. And it was also one of the frequently asked questions, 2 part-time employees actually counts as 1 full-time. So there's been some smaller ones that are able to utilize it with that math. I'd say we probably have 2 or 3 that are for the bigger one, but most of them are small.
Okay, great. And we are proceeding with that 10 as a soft cap, not a hard cutoff, right?
Yeah, as long as as long as our part-time people meet it, which most of them do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? Member Metzger?
Thank you, Mr. And also County Administration for working on this. You said, and I didn't hear your response, you said that most of these, the 6 that have been approved were doing something, and I didn't catch what you said. They were going to be using the funds for, and I missed what that.
So I think you're asking what most of the funds are going to be spent on. A lot of them are looking at the new web technology for online ordering. A lot of our small restaurants and retailers don't have that in place, and this technology will allow people to order from home or get away from you make it more contactless whenever they're ordering food or products.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you for keeping us updated on that. Again, I know we all are excited to see that it's being used, and hopefully we'll have some more people apply for it and get accepted. Thank you very much. All right. Item 4E2B, report on recent employment activities.
I'd be happy to answer any questions about this report that is provided to you each month. So, any questions?
Anybody have any questions? All right, doesn't look like it. All right, Ms. Rodriguez, do you have anything else?
I do not. Thank you, Chairman.
All right. Does any other members have anything? Member Erickson?
Last month, I attended this meeting when I was still going through the sickness of COVID-19. And this month I attended it and I'm perfectly healthy. It goes to show that you can survive a finance committee meeting whether you're sick or healthy. So just to put that out there that it's doable. So thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Well, I have a couple things. Personally, I want to thank Mr. Beard, Member Beard, for his time on the county board and on this committee. He served us well, and hopefully you will still stay active, and I'm sure that you will let us know if we are doing things right or not. And then the other thing, I'd like to thank all the other members. I'm not sure how the reorganization is going to work, whether I'm going to chair this committee again or not, but I will obviously the rest of this month. Well, I guess I won't. So this might be my last meeting also. So hopefully the new members or new chairman all cooperates, and it's been my pleasure being on this committee and working with all of you, and hopefully we will continue on in the future. So anybody have anything else?
I think
Member Beard, okay.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My last meeting will be tomorrow in property, so I'll blabber on about at that one. But I just want to say for the finance committee specifically, I've really enjoyed serving with everyone here, and Jim, I appreciated your leadership, and of course, county administration, other board members. It's been a joy and a pleasure. So I know good work will continue. So thank you for the kind words.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, the last thing we have then is the payment of the bills. Our prepaid total and our fund total is the same, $1,302,169.60. And the letter from the auditor, as always, she's reviewed the bills and certified that they all comply with the board adopted rules. I would entertain a motion to pay those bills. Member Klein, second member Metzger. Any questions? Discussion? If not, we're ready to vote. Julie?
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Klein,
Yes.
Chairman Soldner.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank Thank you all for your hard work, and this meeting is adjourned.